amplifying the voices of those who are most impacted by the climate catastrophes we are witnessing in real time. Stay tuned for more details. At KBLA Talk 1580, Climate is King.
With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Baby, first of all, let me say, you can't accuse me of all the things you know that you are guilty of. And I see that it is easy for you to blame everything on me. If that's the case, I should go have my fun and do all the things you say I do. Boy, I can't continue to take this from you. I might as well have cheated on you. As much as you accuse me of cheating, I might as well have lied to you. As much as you accuse me of lying, I might as well have. I might as well. As much as you accuse me of loving, I might as well have given away my love. As much as you accuse me,
listen, shout out to Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole with the Gap. You know she got it fixed. There is a difference. Not really, but you know, there's the Keisha Cole catalog when she still had the Gap, and then there's the post-Gap catalog. It's a little different. Not much, but I'm telling you, look at the albums. Think about it. We like Keisha Cole. We feel that way. I felt like I should have cheated. You know, what is the point in having a moral ground when your feelings are hurt and your little heart stepped on? That's why you should just leave. Andy?
I'm mad at you, Jill.
Why?
This is what they talk about comedy and stuff. Like, I know it's a joke, but I ain't gonna lie. Her Gap wasn't like imposing to me like that.
No, I'm not. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying. Here's the thing. I thought that it added character to her. In her face. Like, no, sometimes I don't think everyone should go the veneer route and get the Hollywood smile. I think that
Shannon Sharp.
You know, it's a lot of teeth sometimes. And sometimes they're big. But that's neither here nor there. You guys like Columbia to go for your dental work? You can go ahead. No, I think that she, to me, beautiful with or without it. You know what I mean? She's an attractive woman. So I wasn't saying it like that. I just felt like, you know, the Gap, that was still, you know, I'm on the rise, Keisha. So there's a little different type of angle to the music, you know, whereas when you've arrived and you got your Hollywood smile money, things are a little different.
She was more rough and authentic.
I mean, Keisha Cole is always going to be Keisha Cole. Listen, I can't tell that story. Never mind.
But, you know, it's funny that you even made that statement about her Gap gave her character, because I hear that a lot from those who have gaps, or, you know, somebody was talking about somebody who had a gap and they was like, yeah, I love your gap, you know, just it gives you character. I wonder what that's all about. But
I mean, I just think that, you know, when you look at people sometimes, especially now, where we get a lot of, there are cookie cutter looks, you know. You think about, okay, we know there's a BBL show. Everybody want to get their body done. They got to get their body done. 28-inch bust down weave. What? You know what I mean? Everyone kind of has the same uniform. And so when there are people that are still beautiful and attractive, but they have unique features about them, I think it makes them stand out more sometimes and gives them, you know, a uniqueness to them. Whereas it doesn't, Urban Spinster says she got the Gap back. So she got the veneers removed, or she just didn't wear her retainer and things happen. Because I tell you what, I've had Invisalign twice. And, you know, you start... Huh?
Does it work?
Yes. It depends on what type of treatment you need. I didn't have like crazy things wrong with it. I wanted a more perfect smile. But I did not wear my retainer, so my teeth were like, and back we go, right? It's not like a big difference, but it is to me. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to try it one more time, one for the road. I don't know though. Does it matter at a certain point? Because I see a lot of people like that when they've had braces or dental work and then they get older, they stop wearing their retainer and then their teeth, they get an older gap or something that they didn't happen. I just feel like I want to keep it together. Urban Spinster said the fake belly button is a dead giveaway for a tummy tuck. It is. They have to move your belly button for that to pull that skin down and all of that. But, listen, I'm not opposed to plastic surgery. I'm not opposed to fix what you want. Make sure you go to a reputable doctor. Make sure you keep up with your post-care and make yourself happy. But make sure you go to a reputable doctor.
And make sure your insurance is on point, too. Because they will have you ripping and running. I'm going to refer you over here. I'm going to refer you over there. I'm going to refer you over there.
Well, plastic surgery is elective, so most insurance isn't going to cover it. So you better have a post plan, too. Make sure the coins are coining for all of that post care and whatever it takes to get through that, so you don't get the little lumpy bumpies or whatever. But shout out to Keisha Cole. Listen. Did you see that Candy Burris, that she turned herself into a living meme? You know that meme where the women are walking up the stairs and she's like, I'm walking away from all of these things, stepping into the new year. Candy did a live version of that with her little Afro puff fro. I'm sure you can go check it out on her Instagram. I don't know, Candy. I feel like, I guess it's all in good fun. But she's doing all these little videos and these little skits. And I'm like, you're going to be a living meme. Not that she already isn't. The lies. But I guess it's just in good fun and people are having fun with it. We saw Nika Noni Rose join in on the trend. People were making jokes or talking about her moment in Dreamgirls where she held her smile and turned around. So she got in on it and made her own little video version of that. That is also on Instagram. Any of your social media things. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into this story. Little Scrappy's mad at y'all. He said, you guys aren't holding Papoose down. We're going to get into that on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Happy holidays from the Los Angeles County Department of Consumer and Business Affairs. DCBA is spreading the warmth this season with the Los Angeles County Rent Relief Program. Visit www.lacountyrentrelief.com. This program is available to landlords with unpaid rent expenses in Los Angeles County, excluding the city of LA. If you are a landlord with unpaid rent, you could be eligible for a grant of up to $30,000 per unit. Tenants with unpaid rent are also welcome to refer their landlords to apply for this program. To learn more about the program or to apply, visit www.lacountyrentrelief.com. This program is administered by the County of Los Angeles through its Department of Consumer and Business Affairs. Visit www.lacountyrentrelief.com. www.lacountyrentrelief.com. Hey LA, save water and put money in your pocket with rebates from LADWP. Start saving with free shower heads and faucet aerators. Then save with every flush when you upgrade to a water-efficient toilet and get a $250 rebate. You can also save on every load of laundry with a high-efficiency clothes washer and get a $500 rebate. That's right, LADWP customers can get $500 rebates on qualifying clothes washers. See all the ways to save at ladwp.com/save.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So, what are your thoughts on cheating, guys? How you feel about it? Justifiable sometimes, a forgivable offense. What are your thoughts? Shout out to DJ Black 909 in the chat. He said, "Good evening, everyone. Happy 2024." He said, "You will not hear Happy New Year from me until the spring equinox." Okay, so you're one of those. I feel you on that. The spring, everybody takes their new years at different time frames. We don't even really know if Jesus' birthday was December 25th. But that's when we celebrate it. Right? We've heard all the stories that we wouldn't have seen the stars to guide them because of the time of year and winter, and they wouldn't have been in the sky like that, and the three wise men. I don't know at all. But I think that you could celebrate anything, whatever day you like, as long as you lock it in and establish it. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so we talked about this a little bit. The rumor is that Remy Ma and Papoose are kind of done. That they have moved around, and the reason why is because allegedly Remy has stepped out on Papoose with Andy's like, 'cause she did. I think she did. With Easy the Block Captain. I believe that's the gentleman's name. He was the homie, and, it was black love we were talking about because Papoose held Remy down when she went in. Usually we see women holding men down to do the bid, and they talking to this, that, and the third, but Papoose held Remy down. They went on to do Love and Hip Hop, but something happened. We don't know what, but something happened. And Lil Scrappy, who has his own fidelity issues, he's recently divorced or is still going through a divorce from Bambi, spending time with his baby mama. I'm not sure if they were ever married. Were Scrap? And I'm not sure.
Who, Bambi?
Not Bambi, Erica. Were they ever married or just engaged? I can't remember. I know I saw the premiere for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta new season, and Erica is still going to war with Diamond. It's like this 20 years later. I don't know. Scrappy must be putting it down somewhere or something. Yeah. Or maybe Erica and Scrappy just decided, it's not a lot out here in these streets, so we're just going to go with what's familiar. Maybe, maybe not. But Scrappy has some words for the public because he feels like you guys are not standing up for Papoose in the way that you should be. Let's hear what he had to say.
When men do some shit, man, women stand up for they stand up from all mountains of the earth. They stand up. Oh, why would he do this? Why would he do it? But we ain't heard nothing about what happened to Papoose. We don't hear shit about that. Ain't nobody standing up for Papoose saying, oh man, we sorry that shit happened to you. Shawty did you dirty. We ain't hearing none of that shit, my nigga. We ain't hearing none of that shit. Because ain't nobody trying to stand up. And they talking about the black woman is the most unprotected person on the earth when dying daily. Is dying daily. Is dying daily, my fuck that shit, my. I'm standing up for the black woman and I'm standing up for the black man. That's what I'm doing. I don't give a fuck about the shit we're talking about. And I love some of my. I'll be on y'all little dumb podcast. Just wanna need to do this. Need to do this. Y'all need to do this for your woman. You trying to get you. That you maybe all your life you dealt with great women. All your life you dealt with great women. I'm happy for you. But I know some real evil motherfucking women. I know some real evil women. I done been an evil man before. So guess what? I have to stand up for both. I done been a nigga before. I done been a whole for real. I done been a whole to women. You know what I'm saying? So I already know that it's bad out there. But I already know that it's bad women out there because some women have been over. They done me all the way over, inside out.
Hold on, Jill. I just want to say.
Yes.
I'm glad you didn't have me clean this. It was already clean, so I appreciate that.
Oh, no. I was, no way. Every other word. Beep, 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 beep. But I think he has a point. That, listen, when these dudes are out here, these rappers being scandalous, double, triple dipping, we have all the smoke for them, right? And I don't know, because I don't know the details, you guys. I just know that it's easy to block Captain, and she's been caught with them, and something happened when freestyle was going on, and somebody put it out there, and everybody's face was kind of like, oh.
Mm-hmm. And she stood there.
And kept going. I mean, but that's what G's are supposed to do. You're not supposed to let them see you sweat. And what about it? But if she cheated on him.
She did.
If she cheated on him.
She did.
She did. That's not nice, right? There are other ways that you could have left your situation. But what I will say is, one, we haven't heard from Papoose himself. So how can you give him support if he has not spoken out and sort of asked for or commented on the situation?
Because he's a G himself, too.
Right.
And shout out to Remy and Pap, because the information is out there, or the allegedness is out there, but they're not putting it out there for the streets. They're not doing a Cardi B,
right,
an Offset. They're not doing a Will and Jada.
They're keeping it private.
They're keeping it private. So I salute them for that.
And I salute them for that too, because as we talk about frequently, we don't have to be in the group chat all the time. You could pick and choose your moments, pick your spots. But what I will say is that, one, I would assume as a man, perhaps you aren't looking for the same type of support in the way that women are when they speak out about it. I suppose that, not that it's not embarrassing for a woman, but it's kind of expected in some ways. Listen, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying people aren't generally surprised when they hear that women are being cheated on, because the expectation is that men can, they have to grow into that phase and things, whatever reason you want to put along with it. The expectation is that it is the female in relationships that is the one that is most likely to suffer being cheated on, unless they feel like you're with a 304 and they will, then throw, well, you should have known better, whatever. But I think that it's harder to support a man that's been cheated on because what man wants to look weak and say, I'm hurt. My chick left me for dude number two. So I understand Scrappy's position. I understand him saying, y'all not saying enough for me. But if Papoose himself is not speaking on it or opening up and saying, I feel vulnerable, I'm hurt, or whatever, then I think that putting those sort of labels isn't really the right word, but qualifying what we believe his feelings are or should be under the circumstances seems like it would be a tad emasculating. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I just feel like in general, most men don't want to be seen as a weak one in the situation or vulnerability. Or what if they decide to get back together? You know what I mean? How many men? We've seen lots of women go back to cheating guys and just say we got through it and whatever. We don't publicly, I say publicly, I'm not implying that men have not been cheated on and forgiven the woman, but we don't publicly see a lot of that discourse or see examples of those relationships like we do with the opposite, where a woman is like, nope, I'm gonna stand by my man. It was just one time and we're gonna be together. Like, would Offset be hanging around if it was Cardi that was like, spotted with dude number two somewhere? Oh, it was my birthday. I don't know why they were there. They were just there. I don't think that he would.
We got too much egos for that.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I feel like in saying, hey, we not supporting Papoose, I think ego says, even for him, do you want people like, hey, I support you, dude. She did you dirty. Do you want it for that?
Maybe support is not the word. I think, I think it's a little bit unfortunate, but I think maybe Lil Scrappy is talking about Remy Ma's name getting dragged.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, Remy, you had this dude hold you down for I don't know how many years. This is unheard of. People are looking at Papoose like, bro, you're crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your significant other locked up. Like, you better go. And he's like, nah, I'm 10 toes down. I'm holding it down. So, it's disappointment in that regard, because this is a rare situation where you see the man holding her woman down. You know what I'm saying? Praising her too, even while she was in jail. You know what I'm saying? And for the tables to get turned back, and maybe there's no support because some people might feel like, you know what, this is karma for dudes. You know what I'm saying? We're ladies, y'all always holding us down, and this is what y'all get.
This is what you get. I don't know. I just think that there's no support because he hasn't given a story. We haven't heard extensively what happened, why, when she may have cheated. Were they on a break? Were they broken up? Did she really cheat?
We don't need a story. The story is he held her down for 7, 8, 9, 10 years while she was locked up, while he could have walked off and did his own thing.
Right.
That's it. No story.
No story.
We
but
don't need
but
the
here's the
extra
thing. What if they just broke up, right? And she moved on?
Well, then Remy, because they did ask her, you know what I'm saying? She could have easily said, we broke up. But when Geechee went ahead and spit his bars and she was standing there, you could just read it in her face.
She was uncomfortable.
She was
like,
100%
really
uncomfortable. But she said it. She was like, I'm a gangster, though. This is battle rap. That's what you're supposed to do. Just guilty. Guilty.
Listen, I don't know what the future holds for them. They do have a daughter. And, I'm sure if they are broken up, there's a young lady that, just like they said, I think it was Little Duval said that it's probably some lady in Papoose's DMs like, I would never do that to you. I bet he can recover relatively quickly. That's the game is the game is the game. And there are some benefits to him holding her down because, no shade, no tea, but when's the last time anybody was checking for a Papoose song?
That's my point. I mean, you talk about he can bounce back. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'm going to give him the benefit. I'm just saying, though, him holding her down had some benefits and privileges to it as well. Let's not act like it didn't.
For sure.
And again, would anybody have been looking for him to be on Love and Hip Hop? Probably not. Would he have been looking to be on Love and Hip Hop? Probably not. But those little checks and relevancy, swing back around into other things and allow you to thrive or do something.
It sucks because in a lot of ways I think they created a standard, and I think there was some inspiration, at least, with men.
You think, to hold their woman down?
100%. They was like, man, if Papoose could do it, I could do it too.
If she had to do a bid or just be faithful?
But faithful.
Faithful?
Period.
Okay.
Bid or not.
Because I feel like that's a good dude. I'm not doing a bid with anybody. Just not. It's not going to happen.
I'm with you. I agree.
Listen, we have a VIP prize pack. If you are interested in it, give us a call here. Caller 2. Dial up. And, on the other side, of course, we have more trending topics to get into, like new, because so much has happened over the past week. I mean, I guess we should get into a little Scrappy's drama, what he has going on. We'll talk about that. I didn't realize I had all of this. We're going to get into what the little lines were that were said about Remy and Easy the Block Captain and Papoose, because I know you want to hear that just a little bit, right? We're also going to talk about how Jimmy Kimmel got at Aaron Rodgers on Twitter and threatened him with legal action for popping off. And we're going to talk about what one Laker player did with his $500,000 prize money from the tournament, the in-season tournament. We're going to check out what he did, how he spent that dough. And, of course, more trending topics and headlines, because it's a lot happening, y'all. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't promise me that you change your ways. I'm leaving today, and I ain't coming back. You made it like that. Wasn't fair to me. All this jealousy. I'm your everything. What will you do without me? While you trip oh, baby. As much as you accuse me, I might as well have to you. As much as you accuse me of lying.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is announcing a statewide broadcast event to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in conjunction with the January 15th holiday. The annual commemoration of Dr. King's life and legacy, known as New York State Celebrates Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., will air on PBS stations throughout New York statewide beginning MLK weekend. Viewers are encouraged to check their local TV listings for broadcast times. Students in certain Washington high schools will be among the first to take a brand new Advanced Placement African American Studies course. The class will launch during the 2024-2025 school year, and students will learn about Colin Kaepernick's national anthem protests, the Black feminist movement, and the Tulsa Race Massacre. The Auburn School District and Tacoma Public Schools are among the first in the state to roll out the course. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Need money for the holidays? Avoid the yikes before Christmas. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt for a holiday loan on your tax refund, up to $1,000. Early refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, pursuing justice through participatory democracy. Listen to KBLA Talk 1580, Saturday morning, January 13th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for an exclusive forum featuring the candidates for LA County District Attorney. Join KBLA's Tavis Smiley as he helps navigate what promises to be a forum full of fire when the candidates trying to unseat current LADA George Gascon come together on stage on the campus of the Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science. Again, it's the LA County District Attorney Forum, live, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580, Saturday morning, January 13th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., helping to raise your civic IQ. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
There's only a few days left for open enrollment, starting at $0 a month. LA Care Covered offers the benefits you need to achieve your health goals. $0 preventive services, 24/7 virtual care and nurse advice lines, walk-in minute clinics, free fitness and nutrition classes, and more. Become a member of LA's most affordable health plan. Get a free instant quote at lacarecovered.org. Have open enrollment questions? Connect with us today at 855-222-4239. Find your affordable path to wellness with LA Care Covered today.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm feeling really unappreciated. You've taken my love for granted. This morning I saw your face, and you didn't look the same as yesterday. I got the feeling that you can't seem to see where you wanna be. And lately it ain't been the same at all. When you're here, it's like I'm invisible. I still can't seem to see where I went wrong, 'cause I'm feeling really unappreciated.
Welcome back in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Is that Cherish? Okay, remember that song. And what is the song? Their original single, right? Their first single that I think Underappreciated was their second single. Yep, that's it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. They were not nice on whatever that reality show they were on, where they were in the house with the two sisters from 702, and I think Aubrey O'Day was on there, and they're what's the girl from the group that had Adrian Bailon, Notori Naughton, and
So I switched my girls around like
Kylie.
3L Dub.
Yeah, 3LW, yeah. So they were all on a reality show where they lived in a house, and I think it was BET, and I think Carlos King produced it. I could be wrong, but they were trying to basically form a super group and come together and make a single, and I guess the two twins from Cherish, because I think, was Ronnie DeVoe's wife on there too? Maybe not. But the two sisters from Cherish, they write and produce as well. And I guess they wanted to produce the track. And there was some drama. I can't remember. It's a couple of seasons ago. I can't even. Was it called The Impact? No. Was it called The Impact? I can't remember. But they were not nice. Anyway, welcome back in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. You know, when I was talking about Sierra earlier, I forgot to mention, Pretty Brown Mimi, before you go to sleep, call Andy. Call Andy and leave your address. I forgot to mention that Sierra, she recently appeared on the Finding Your Roots show, you know? And you will never guess who she discovered she is long lost cousins with. Derek Jeter. Former New York Yankee star Derek Jeter. They had no clue, and it came up, you know, as they run those tests on the show. It's interesting. Encore. Thank you. Shout out to Urban Spinster. It was called The Encore on BET. That's the name of the series. I don't believe that it had a season 2. It was just that first season. It actually was quite entertaining, though. But alas, no single, no more show. So what was I saying? I just lost track of myself. Oh, okay. So I think it's interesting. I one time saw someone say that they felt like, in theory, everyone in Hollywood is related, even if it's distant. You know, there's things like Sweetie and Gabrielle Union being cousins. You know, you hear this random Derek Jeter and Sierra find out they're cousins. Allegedly, Snoop Dogg, Brandy, and Snoop. Yeah, Snoop Dogg, Brandy, and Ray J. I knew I was forgetting somebody in the trilogy, are cousins back to their Mississippi roots. So do you think that secretly, in order to make it in Hollywood, you have to be related to someone else? There's all types of things, you know, Illuminati initiation ceremonies, all of that. We're actually going to get into a little bit about that in the third hour, so just hold on. We'll talk about that soon. But in the meantime, there are still more trending topics and headlines that we have to get into. For all you short-haired divas, or, you know, the ones who like the bob, Kelly Rowland is bringing back her classic bob. She showed herself getting her hair cut on Instagram. So I'm going to tell you, I think that there was more to this than just her showing off, hey, I'm getting my hair cut, hey, it's looking good. I'm telling you, I believe that there is a Destiny's Child single album, something. I know we saw a little glimpse of it in Renaissance, but I really do think that something involving DC is going to, at some point this year, reveal itself. I could be wrong, but that's just my gut feeling. And I think Kelly's giving you a clue when she goes back to, her signature bob. Not that she didn't have short here in DC, but she had the bob too. Urban Spinster says Encore had Sita from Sita's World as the host, giving the ladies their assignments. Miss Kitty, that is Sita's name. Listen, Sita was ahead of her time. Sita was like a YouTuber, video blogger before that was even in vogue. I remember people used to be so angry at that character, that generated character. People really were trying to find out who Miss Kitty was to, take their own trip to Sita's World. And again, I remind you, because a lot of people, if they weren't there for Sita's World, hits on the streets, those type of things, they really don't know the magic of those early times. And this is where I remind you that BET doesn't have that footage. And it's just gone. Never seen those classic, like people always say they love Video Soul, but they never talk about any of the performances that went down on Video Soul. Probably because they don't remember or they don't have access to the videotape, because there definitely were performances that happened in that little stage thing on video. I remember getting all up to the TV to watch New Edition perform A Little Bit of Love and all of those things.
How many times did they have performances on that show?
You got to think Video Soul was every day. So it just depends. They did a lot of different things with the formats. But, acts would come and visit, debut their video, and sometimes perform. I found this, I sent some videotapes off to, one of those services where they digitize it. And I recorded a bunch of Video Souls and New Edition and stuff like that. And I found videos I forgot existed. I found a BET Video Soul contest that they had with Vanity from Vanity 6. And the winner, the woman that won the contest, was a white woman from Australia. It was the strangest thing to see on BET, but I still have the video of this interview because growing up, I was obsessed with one Denise Matthews. I'm telling you, Vanity was it for me. I thought she was one of the most beautiful women in the world, hands down. I didn't know what sex appeal was as a little kid, but I knew that Vanity had it. Hands down, she did. So, that is it on that. Okay, so listen. Do you guys remember the story about a guy? His name was Kevin Ford. He was a Burger King employee. He worked for them for 27 years. And when it came time for him to retire, all they did was give him a goodie bag, right? This was last summer. It went pretty viral. And anyway, his daughter, I believe, ended up starting a GoFundMe campaign for him for his retirement. Well, this story ends happily. Kevin used the fundraiser to buy himself a small home with his they're not actually his retirement earnings. They are the donations that came because he retired and Burger King only gave him a little gift bag. I think that's nice, but I do think that where are we at that GoFundMes are often the first line of defense for everything. Medical bills, burying a loved one, just anything. GoFundMe is basically the insurance plan. I think that's sad. We're in an election year now. I don't think that we'll have the answer to that solution quickly in this year, but it saddens me that so many GoFundMes are set up, usually surrounding medical or, rent or things like that. It's like we're supposed to be the number one country in the world, and you can't even really take care of your loved ones if illness strikes or something happens. because it's truly expensive. So that's a random side, but shout out to Kevin Ford for being able to take care of himself and getting what he needs done. Speaking of, I mentioned to you that a member of the Lakers bought their mother a house with the 500K bonus that came from the in-season tournament. And I don't know if you recall, but LeBron James said one of the reasons why he really wanted to win the in-season was not only because it would give the young team experience in winning something and winning something together, but also because, some of those guys, their salary isn't like AD and LeBron James. They're not getting the big bucks like that. I mean, compared to you and I, but they're not, bringing down 8 and 9 figures a year. So Christian Wood, he's been doing a little something with the Lakers. Let's see, little something. He's had his pop out moments. Still early. We haven't gotten to the All-Star break yet. He bought his mother a house. And I think that is incredibly nice. So congratulations to him on that. But it did remind me of something that Kenyon Martin said. I think I might have mentioned this in the past few weeks, but he talked about how some of the white players that come to the NBA and as of now, because the NBA is really, to a degree, become a league of legacy players as well, and how those players have a better start off in life than your average professional athlete or NBA player, because a lot of those guys don't have to buy their parents a home or a new residence or things of that nature. And he was using himself as an example. Not sure if you're aware, but Kenyon has a son, KJ, Kenyon Jr., and he's in the league. He was drafted to the Houston Rockets, spent some time there, signed with the Clippers in the offseason, and then was a part of that big trade, and he's now in Philly. And so Kenyon was saying how, the black tax, as we often talk about it just in general population, is something that, you don't hear a lot of white players having to contend with because they didn't have to take care of their family or buy their mom, a home. And Kenyon used himself as an example that his son did not have to do that. So nice thing, but, it's hard for us sometimes because we have to pay it backwards before we can pay it forward. Part of building generational wealth is being able to create it and save it for the next generation. And, so many times when it comes to black families, we have to split it and do both.
So, I mean, did he say that like negatively?
Kenyon?
Yeah.
I mean, he just said that it was something that a lot of those other players didn't necessarily have to contend with. And if you're a guy that's coming in on, a small salary or, relatively speaking, unguaranteed deal or something like that, it makes it harder, to make your choices, what you want to do, sort of where you're going to opt in and play, if you're going to stay, because you have more than just yourself to think about or your future family. So, just something to think about. I mean, and it's true, but if you could do something nice for your family and support them and show them a bit of gratitude for whatever sacrifices they made for you, so be it, Real estate is an appreciating asset in most cases, so shout out to them. Urban Spencer says she hated Sita's Baltimore accent. That's what made Sita funny. Big baby. I don't know. I can't remember all of the things she said, but Sita used to be a trip. Hilarious. Caribbean Rhythms with Rachel. Rachel was one of those ones, beautiful, top tier. The old BET days. I think we talked about this back in June, but do you watch BET still? This is no shade, just wondering. Do you check it out? Is it something you peruse? Do you look forward to? Or is it strictly appointment viewing in June when it comes to the BET Awards? Just a question. Just wondering. Now listen, speaking of, because I told you a lot was popping off over our holiday break. Chloe Bailey she was spotted with a new dude out. She was all smiles, getting in the front seat of the car with him. They spent a little time out on the town last week, and it was Tyga, Black China's child's father, Kylie Jenner's ex. I don't know if I would want to date a man that has an OnlyFans where he is like literally, doing softcore adult movies for coins. I don't know. I don't know if that's the hangout thing. I saw on social media they said, Chloe and Halle have the worst taste in men at their young age. I think that's kind of not fair. We all make mistakes when we're young. Listen, when we come forward, we will get into what Shaka Khan had to say about her next move. We will also get you ready for what Jimmy Kimmel had to say to Aaron Rodgers. It's a good one. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
More when we come forward.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey LA, save water and put money in your pocket with rebates from LADWP. Start saving with free shower heads and faucet aerators. Then save with every flush when you upgrade to a water-efficient toilet and get a $250 rebate. You can also save on every load of laundry with a high-efficiency clothes washer and get a $500 rebate. That's right, LADWP customers can get $500 rebates on qualifying clothes washers. See all the ways to save at ladwp.com/save.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So Urban Spinster asks, I wonder what BET will be airing once the TP drama unfolds. His content is dominating that channel. Allegedly. So, My response was, there's always licensed programming. This, of course, is in the YouTube chat. And Urban Spencer says, true, but how many reruns of Dr. Phil and Judge shows can one watch? OWN is still on the struggle bus with that, despite the original programming they have. Here's the thing. Licensing is once again going to be the popular thing. It's going to be out there. It's going to be taking up space. If you look at something like the CW, they're licensing, they're cutting back on a lot of their original shows. You saw things like Black Lightning get canceled, a couple of other things. And some of the stuff that they're licensed is not exactly old stuff, but it's stuff that is made in like Vancouver, Canada, or things like that. So lower budget shows. Like, I don't know. Urban Spencer, you're from LA, so you probably remember this. There used to be this show called Small Wonder that used to come on Channel 11, KTTV, right, with Vicky the Robot. That's a licensed show. So, though it was first run in a lot of instances, it was, content that was created at a lower price. So, I think that, there's going to be a lot of changes over the media landscape over the next couple of years, just with the way that things are changing, the way views are shifting, the high prices from streaming, the fact that YouTube has become like the second most watched destination. Hey, y'all, hey. Behind network TV, and it's like in some cases beating it as far as seeking out. We're going to see a lot of changes. So I'm curious to see where we go. Shout out to Urban Spencer. She remembers Small Wonder as well. I used to come on Channel 11. Us real LA ones know. Came on other channels and other places, but. So listen, Aaron Rodgers, right? We talked about this briefly before we went on break, that at some point, names that are tied to the Epstein trial, they're being released. Well, Aaron Rodgers said that he wants to pop some sort of bottle of something when the list is let out and, peruse it. And he also implied that Jimmy Kimmel's name would be on the list. He said, everyone's excited. There's a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that this doesn't come out. So when we come forward on the other side, we'll tell you Jimmy's response because he's not playing. And we're going to get into commentary from Corey Holcomb and Damon Wilson about Hollywood and what they believe is the key to having a successful, and not just successful, but high-level career in Hollywood. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm trying hard to give you another chance, but ooh, baby,